These four Linux distros are not as beginner friendly as they seem, and why that's actually a good thing. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are thinking about switching to Linux, or you have just dipped your toes in and you are excited to try something powerful, this video is for you. Linux is incredible because it truly has something for every type of user. Whether you want a system that boots up and just works with almost zero setup, or you dream of tweaking every single detail until it feels like a custom built machine, the options are endless. But here is the thing, not every distro is safe for absolute beginners. Today, we are diving into four legendary Linux distributions that are often hyped up online: Arch Linux, Gentoo Linux, NixOS, and Slackware. These aren't bad distros. In fact, they are some of the most respected in the community. But if you are new to Linux and just want a reliable daily driver without frustration, they can feel more like a steep mountain climb than a smooth path. I'll break down what each one actually offers, why they are not ideal for newcomers, and who they are perfect for. Plus, I'll share some truly beginner friendly alternatives that still let you learn and grow. Let's get into it. Number 1, Arch Linux, the DIY king. Arch Linux is often called the gold standard for customization and bleeding edge software. It follows a rolling release model, meaning you get the latest updates continuously without waiting for a big version jumps. The package manager, which is Pacman, is fast and efficient, and the community wiki is one of the best documentation resources in all of tech. But here is why it's not beginner safe. The official installation is entirely command line based. There is no point and click graphical installer by default. You have to manually partition your drive, set up networking, install drivers, choose a desktop environment, and configure everything yourself. Even though there is now an official Arch install script that simplifies things with guided prompts, it's still not a full install and forget experience like you'd get on Windows or a polished Ubuntu setup. The Arch community is passionate and helpful, but they expect you to read the documentation and troubleshoot independently. New users often run into RTFM, which is read the manual responses, which can feel like gatekeeping if you're just starting out. If something breaks after an update, you're on your own to fix it. So, who it's for? Enthusiasts and hobbyists who enjoy learning how Linux works under the hood and want maximum control. Here is a pro tip from the community. If you love the Arch philosophy but want training wheels, try an Arch-based distros like CatchOS. It's optimized for modern hardware, comes with a user-friendly installer, pre-configured performance tweaks, and still gives you that pure Arch feel without the full manual grind. Now, number 2, Gentoo Linux. Build your operating system from scratch. If Arch feels bare bones, Gentoo takes it to the next level. This is a source-based distribution. Instead of downloading pre-compiled packages, Gentoo hands you the raw source code and tools to compile everything. The kernel, drivers, desktop environment, even your web browser, directly on your machine. Why do people do this? Two huge benefits. First, you can strip out every unnecessary feature for a perfectly minimal system with zero bloat. Second, the compiler optimizes everything specifically for your hardware, which can lead to noticeable better performance on newer CPUs. About the trade off, installation takes hours, sometimes days of compiling. And you need to deeply understand use flags, portage, Gentoo's package manager, and kernel configuration. The official Gentoo handbook is excellent, but it's dense and assumes you are ready to invest serious time learning. So, who it's for? Advanced users or curious tinkerers who want surgical precision and are okay with the learning curve. It's one of the best ways to truly master Linux internals. Now, beginner's warning. Skip this as your first distro unless you have time to treat it like a dedicated hobby project. Number 3. NixOS, the declarative powerhouse for developers. NixOS is revolutionary in concept. Everything about your system, packages, services, configurations, is defined in a single set of files using the Nix language. This makes your operating system fully reproducible, meaning you can copy your exact setup to another machine with one command and roll back any change instantly if something breaks. It has a graphical installer options these days, which gets you to a working desktop quickly. But once you are in, traditional commands like apt install doesn't work the same way. You edit your configuration file, rebuild the system, and that's it. No more hunting through scattered configure files or worrying about dependencies conflicts. The catch for beginners. NixOS requires learning a new functional programming style language and a completely different way of thinking about Linux. Troubleshooting often means diving into code rather than following a simple YouTube tutorial. It's incredibly stable and powerful once you get it, but the paradigm shift is huge. So, who it's for? Developers, engineers, and power users who value reproducibility and want their entire system as code. Here is the beginner advice. Start with the plain Nix on another distro first to learn the language before jumping into NixOS full time. Now, number 4. Slackware, the old school stable classic. Slackware is the oldest surviving Linux distribution, and it proudly sticks to its keep it simple stupid, which is KISS philosophy. No fancy abstractions, no automatic dependencies resolution in the package manager, and changes only happen when you explicitly make them. This makes it incredibly stable. Many users report running it for years with almost zero issues. But that simplicity comes at a cost for newcomers. The package manager installs software, but doesn't automatically pull in missing libraries or dependencies. You either handle them manually or install a massive set of libraries upfront to avoid dependencies hell later. Configuration is done through text files and scripts under the hood, with very few modern conveniences layers. So, who it's for? Users who want absolute control, rock solid reliability, and a system that behaves exactly as configured. It's perfect for servers or desktops where stability trumps conveniences. Now, about the beginner warning. It's not designed to hold your hand, and the old school approach can feel intimidating if you are used to modern distros. So, now, what should beginners actually use? If you are new to Linux and just want a computer that works without constant tinkering, start with something polished and forgiving. Linux Mint or Zorin OS, which are Ubuntu based. Windows like interfaces, excellent hardware support, and huge communities. Fedora Workstation, which is modern, secure, and great for learning while staying stable. Or Pop! OS or Ubuntu. They have straightforward installers and fantastic for everyday use. These let you focus on using Linux instead of fighting it. Once you are comfortable, you can graduate to Arch based options like CatchOS or EndeavourOS to experience that customization thrill safely. The beauty of Linux is its choice. These four advanced distros aren't unsafe in a security sense. They are actually very secure when set up right. They are just not designed to be your first Linux experience. They are the advanced classes you take after mastering the basics. If you are curious about any of this, my advice is simple. Start small, learn the fundamentals on a beginner friendly distros, then experiment in a virtual machine. That's how you build real confidence without the frustration. So, what do you think? Have you tried any of these distros as a beginner? Drop your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If this video helped, hit that like button, subscribe for more Linux tips, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and happy computing.